on employment. I am Vivian Oguche and you are welcome aboard. Let's get this ball rolling with the day's top stories. Alfreda Ambebasi is standing by.
Good morning. The Alternative Bank makes history with a synchronized multi-city brand launch in Lagos, Abuja and Kano. South Africa's president says a new green hydrogen economy will contribute 3.6% to the country's GDP by 2050 and generate at least 370,000 jobs. Details of these stories and more coming up after this break. Welcome back. Nigeria's latest entrance in the financial sector, the Alternative Bank, has made history with a synchronized multi-city brand launch in Lagos, Abuja and Kano. Operating under Sterling Financial Holdings, the bank emphasizes shared prosperity, referring to customers as partners and offering interest rate funds. With a focus on sustainable practices and responsible investments, the bank offers personalized consultations and recently introduced the first altcoin, allowing investors to preserve and grow wealth through gold investments. Originally established in 2014 as Sterling Alternative Finance, it has evolved into a significant player in Nigeria's non-interest banking sector, operating under Sterling Financial Holdings alongside the conventional services of Sterling Bank Limited. And away from that, South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa has highlighted the vital role of green hydrogen in the nation's transition towards reducing carbon emissions. Speaking at the South Africa Green Hydrogen Summit, he stated that a new green hydrogen economy could contribute 3.6% to the country's GDP by 2050 and generate at least 370,000 jobs. Green hydrogen produced through renewable energy and electrolysis of water is seen as a means to reduce emissions in sectors like steel production and agriculture. The provinces of Northern and Western Cape, along with the Eastern Cape, are already engaged in green hydrogen projects backed by the abundant natural resources and infrastructure. A memorandum of understanding was signed to foster cooperation among these regions and develop shared infrastructure supporting local and regional green hydrogen development. The Northern Cape launched its Green Hydrogen Master Plan, targeting 5 gigawatts of electrolysis capacity by 2030, with a focus on a new port for export markets. And moving on, big tobacco companies, including British American Tobacco, BAT, are introducing heat sticks made from nicotine-infused substances like rooibos tea to bypass the upcoming European Union ban on flavored heated tobacco products. While these heat-not-burn sticks aim to offer reduced-risk alternatives, health experts express concerns about their safety. BAT has launched rooibos heat sticks in several European markets, intending to expand globally, but the health implications of inhaling these substances remain uncertain. The move provides adult nicotine users with a wider range of reduced-risk options, according to BAT. However, researchers emphasize the need for proper regulation to prevent increased nicotine consumption. Coming up next is the stock, commodities, and currency market trends. Stay tuned. Thank you for staying with us. At the end of Monday trading day on the Nigerian Stock Exchange, NGX, A total of 216,070,065 shares were exchanged in 5,965 transactions, amounting to a market value of 3,551,200,821 naira and 29 kobo. This data signifies a 4% decrease in volume and a 15% decrease in turnover compared to the previous NGX trading day. However, there was an 18% increase in the number of deals. Currently, the market capitalization of the Nigerian Stock Exchange stands at 36,800 billion naira. In total, 121 NGX listed equities were involved in trading, resulting in 18 gainers and 23 losers. Royal Exchange led the gainers with an 8.51% share price increase, closing at 51 kobo per share, followed by Consolidated Hallmark Insurance, National Salt Company, and Dangote Sugar Refinery. On the losing side, Stanbic IBTC Holdings experienced the highest price depreciation, ending the day with a 10% decrease at 72 naira per share, followed by Sovereign Trust Insurance, Okomu Oil Palm, and Owando. United Bank for Africa recorded the highest trading volume with a 32.6 million shares traded, followed by Fidelity Bank, Aliko Insurance, and Dangote Sugar Refinery. And we turn to Zimbabwe. At the conclusion of the first trading day on the Zimbabwe Stock Exchange, ZSE, a total of 560,300 shares were traded, equivalent to a market value of 300,844,690 Zimbabwean dollars and 65 cents. This data indicates a 68% decrease in volume and a 68% decline in turnover compared to the previous ZSE trading day. The current market capitalization of the Zimbabwe Stock Exchange stands at 11,300 billion Zimbabwean dollars. In total, 15 equities listed on the ZSE were involved in trading, with 7 gainers and 5 losers. Souq led the gainers with a 7.22% share price increase, closing at 644 Zimbabwean dollars per share. CBZ Holdings, Econet Wireless Zimbabwe, and Tanganda Tea Company also experienced gains. Conversely, NMBZ Holdings recorded the highest loss with a 14.22% price depreciation, closing at 283.0653 Zimbabwean dollars per share. Other losers included EcoCash Holdings Zimbabwe, Zimbabwe Newspaper, and Tunnel Holdings. NMBZ Holdings had the highest trading volume with 305,800 shares traded, followed by Delta Corporation, Star Africa Corporation, and Econet Wireless Zimbabwe. And we turn to the commodities market, where wheat is traded at 579.75 US cents. Gold is valued at 1,920.95 US dollars. Silver is priced at 22.65 US dollars. Copper is being exchanged at 3.58 US dollars, and Brent crude oil is trading at 90.19 US dollars. And that is it on the news this morning. I am Alfreda Ambe Ibasi. Join Vivian Uguche for the next phase of Business Insights. Stay tuned.
Glad to have you back. Now, Nikki Verd, an international keynote speaker and corporate speaker on all things tech, innovation, disruption, says that your job won't be taken by artificial intelligence AI, but by someone who understands and knows how to use AI. So today we look at the impact of innovations on employment, innovations like artificial intelligence and all of the disruptions in the marketplace today. And for more perspective on this, I'm being joined by Grace Collins, all the way from Ilorin, Kwara State. Grace is a skincare specialist who runs a skincare academy where she teaches and has taught over 500 persons all over Africa the craft of producing natural skincare and maintaining beauty. Now, she is an entrepreneur and has managed a couple of growing brands. Grace is currently working part-time as a manager for a food brand. And it seems like Grace is not threatened by artificial intelligence, right? Hi, Grace. Good morning. Hi, Grace. Thank you for joining us today. So let's hit the ground running, right? So there are fears that innovations and disruptions in the marketplaces might take jobs away from people. I understand that your mic is mute. Could you unmute your gadget, your device, so that we can hear you clearly? Are we good now? All right. So let me just walk you through what we're going to be talking about. Like I said in the intro, we are going to be looking at disruptive innovations and its implication on employment. So Grace, what's your take on this topic today?
Well, innovation has come to stay. It's more like we are saying, what's my take on the future? Innovation has come to stay, and businesses, we have to jump on this trend. It's a trend, and it doesn't seem like anything that is stopping anytime soon. So it's where we're going. There's improvement. There's the cyber way. Everything just going digital now, and innovation has come to stay. So if you're left behind, that's for you. You have to just jump on the train.
Earlier on, I quoted Nikki Verd, who said that artificial intelligence will not take your job, but that someone who understands and knows artificial intelligence will take your job. You know, so I want to ask you, though, how have you incorporated some of these innovations in your business as an entrepreneur, and how has it helped you so far?
Okay, like I said, I do skincare, and over the years, I have, at least from 2018 when I started, I've been able to reach a couple of persons. And this has been because I became innovative in my business, and I went digital, not just going digital, I actually improved on some products. So how has it helped me? Is that the question? First, number one, it has helped me get more clients. Like I said earlier, I teach majorly, like I practically teach, then the product comes second. So innovation and being innovative have actually helped me get more customers and get more clients across Africa. This has to be like, okay, I was told, okay, why don't you do this way, this innovative way, and try it this way. So these ways and adding those particles into them, into my business, has actually helped me reach more people. Let me use the word reach more people, and created more awareness for my brand. Number two, it has actually helped me pass the information I've always wanted in my heart to reach Africans with, or to reach the world with. Yes, I created a digital product last year, and this digital product has been, it was definitely innovation. It's before you wouldn't be able to get to pass this information in e-formats, like maybe ebooks and all that. So innovation, a friend actually advised me, okay, why don't you do it this way and do it this way? And I became innovative with it. Now my ebooks have actually been able to reach a couple of persons all over Africa. So it has really helped me
I would
and my
love to
brand.
know what this digital product is that you're talking about, but I'll have to also bail you if I ask that question. So there have been reports recently of students using Chat GPT for assignments, and there have been concerns by employers of the quality of employee they are employing. Do you think the use of artificial intelligence has lessened or decreased critical thinking in the marketplace?
Well, no, just like you quoted, the person you quoted earlier said that your job will not be taken by AIs, but by people who know AI. I think innovation is not actually a bad thing on its own, and it has not decreased innovative thinking. No, I think some persons have just abused the use of it. Yeah, I think that's the truth. Some persons have actually abused the use of it. Instead of giving to hard work, some persons might just choose to, okay, let me go the easy way and use GPT and the rest. But then I still think that GPT and artificial intelligence and their use is actually a good thing. Yes. And it's really because before you have to do it, that's actually lessened the load work for some persons and some firms. You have to do all of the assignments yourself. When I mean yourself this time, I'm not saying leveraging on the internet. I'm saying you having to do a couple of tedious jobs. But then GPT, artificial intelligence, has actually helped. So to me, it has not decreased innovative thinking. But then there's that shouldn't stop the abuse of it. Definitely, I know some persons have abused it, but it hasn't. There are a lot of persons who are still using GPT as companies who are very innovative and they are leveraging on this.
When we talk about marketplace disruptions or disruptions in the marketplace, the word disruption might come across as negative. I don't know, does that word scare you? And by disruption in marketplaces?
I can hear.
Okay, let me take that question all over again. Now, so when we talk about disruptions in marketplaces, it scares some people. But I was wondering, when you talk about disruption in marketplaces, for example, in your industry, what does that connote?
Well, it's in my industry when it comes to beauty and the rest, of course. In the beauty industry, disruption in the marketplace would be um, people coming out with ideas that seems out of the way, like not really out of the way this time. Let me give an example. For example, when we were all fine years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, skincare was normal. You just get to the market and then you buy your soap and you buy cream or whatever it is you want to use for your skin, and then nobody is creating the ideology in your head that okay, you're not doing enough. But now somebody wakes up one day and then brings some products into the market. And these products, as I saw on the TV for one brand I wouldn't mention, that introduce a product that will get you white instantly. Yeah, you don't have to wait for days. You don't have to mix what we got to get white. You just have to, I don't know what they poured in there, but they bait you with it and you get white instantly. Now, people get this idea, started getting the idea that, okay, I'm not enough. And this has actually brought to, will I say, increase in the wrong market. Yeah, so disruption in marketplace to my industry will be this thing I just explained. So more persons get to be like, okay, let me even try this because I think this one I'm already using doesn't seem enough. And they brought a wrong ideology and information to the market. So it would be like, to me, it's the information can be right, and then it can be wrong. So a disruption to in marketplace in my industry will mean that let's say a total new information.
In your words, information might be right or wrong, so the onus lies on the person consuming the information. Thank you so much, Grace Collins, for your time. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, the discussion continues. Stay with us. Welcome back. All right, so I have actually said goodbye to my first guest on the show today, Grace Collins, who joined us all the way from Ilorin, Kwara State. Like I said, Grace is a skincare specialist who runs a skincare academy and who has benefited a lot from disruptions, innovations in the marketplace. Now, for more perspective on this topic we are taking a look at today, I'm being joined by Hyacinth Zenojo Aniki. He is the CEO, Valor Credo. Hi, Hyacinth. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Good, good, good. Thanks for joining us on the show today. So let me just do a little backgrounding before
Okay.
you jump into
Let me
it.
be sure that you
Right?
can hear
When
me.
the San Francisco-based Open AI, that's artificial intelligence, launched the artificial intelligence chatbot, ChatGPT, on the 30th of November 2022, industry watchers knew that a significant disruptor in the labor marketplace had arrived. Now, when we talk about disruptions in the marketplace and its implications on employment, what picture does it paint in your mind?
Okay, well, it depends on how you look at it. When we're talking about disruption, I listened to your previous guests. Disruption is just about a new entrance in the market, taking over the market. That's what disruption is all about. Okay, so you have somebody come into the industry and bring in a new way of doing things, that makes the person take over, the market from all the existing players. That is basically what disruption is all about. Okay, so it's not that the market is destroyed. It's not that. It's just that a new set of players. So in terms of how it affects them, if it affects productivity positively, what it means is that it's going to increase employment. Okay, so the more productivity that there is, the more people you need. It's just that, like you said before, it will need a new skill set, to be able to play in that industry. Basically, that's what it's all about.
Hyacinth, what you just said is so important that I'm going to make you repeat it again when we come back after this short break, right? For the benefit of those of us who just joining, Hyacinth is going to do a summary of what he just said, but that is after this short break. Stay with us. Welcome back. You're still tuned to Business Insight. My name is Vivian Oguche, and with me on the show right now is Hyacinth Enojo Aneke, CEO of Valor Creator. Hyacinth, I said, in fact, it was a promise I made to the viewer, our viewers at home, that you were going to do a recap of what you said earlier on. Could you give us all over again what you said about new entrants and how this will open the space?
Okay, so what I've said was that disruption, it's basically when you have a new entrance into an industry because of innovation, takes over the market or takes over the industry. So what had happened is that the new entrant disrupts existing people and took over the market. Okay, and I said that when it comes to how it affects employment, if disruption increase productivity, it means that more hands is needed, okay, to meet the demands of the market. All right, okay. So in terms of correlation with employment, innovation, if it leads to meeting market needs, which will increase the demand for the product or the services, will actually increase employment. The only difference is that a new skill set is required to play in that market. That's just the difference. Yeah. So as long as you have people upgrade their skill set and be able to play in that new industry, what you are going to find out is that there are going to be employment.
Now, what you said was an echo of the quote I did earlier on of Nikki Ved, who said, Nikki Ved is an international keynote speaker and corporate speaker on all things tech, innovation, and disruption. And he said that your job won't be taken by artificial intelligence, AI, but by someone who understands and knows how to use artificial intelligence. But listen to this, right? In the book, The Innovator's Dilemma, when new technologies cause great firms to fail. This was released in 1997 by Professor Christensen, and he delved extensively into disruptive innovations. And like I posed to Grace earlier on, recently there have been reports of students using ChatGPT for assignments. Now, Hyacinth, is there a possibility that these innovations, which you say are good, is there a possibility that there might be dark sides to it if misused?
Okay, so what is the essence of innovation? The essence of innovation is to make things better or improve things, okay, for the final consumers. All right. So when people are going into innovations, the first thing is start with that there's a problem and you want to solve the problem for them. And basically the problem, the solution is to make things better for the final consumers, is to make things easier, is to make things faster, is to make things cheaper. These are the whole essence of innovation. Okay. So, I mean, I don't see a downside to innovation as long as, the whole essence is to improve things. So, I mean, there are two ways to look at it. Okay. There are people who create innovations and there are people who innovations are created for. Okay. So we can use the term the producers and the consumers. All right. So the producers are trying to make things better for the consumers. All right. So I don't see how, making things easier for people, making things faster for people, making things cheaper for people, can have any negative effect. I heard the first question you asked, whether it will reduce the level of thinking. Okay. The fact remains that, all right, the standards are there, the standards are not reduced. Okay. But what innovation does is that it makes it easy for you to meet the standards. I think that's what innovation is all about.
That was well put. Now, the World Economic Forum in the Future of Job report, April 30, 2023, stressed, among other things, that economic health and geopolitical trends have created divergent outcomes for labor markets. It also said technology adoption will drive business transformation in the next 5 years. That's similar to what you've been saying. It also said the significant labor disruptions come from environmental, technological, and economical trends. But this is what I want you to react to, Hyacinth. It said that 60% of workers would require training before 2027, but available training facilities may be inadequate. How do we solve this?
Okay, I mean, there are so many ways that we can solve it. The first and foremost is, at the macro level, which is at the government level. All right. Okay. Yeah. So the government needs to understand what the trend is all about. Okay. Where, the industries are going, where innovation is going, where technology is going, and create the enabling environment. Okay. So in our schools, primary, secondary, the curriculum could be revised, to, take into consideration this current reality, that the entire world is facing. All right. So that's the place to start from. So at the school levels, you can have curriculum updated to ensure that, okay, these relevant skills are being transferred, are being taught, at the school level, beginning from primary school, secondary school, universities, and all that. Then coming back to the industries also, okay, at various levels, the industries should actually vote, because that is what creates the pool, okay, the competent pool of employees or labor pool that are able to, competently play, in the new, in the new reality that you have just painted. All right. So it starts at the macro level. It starts at the, continue at the industry level with the various, organization, the various businesses, understanding that this is the new trend, this is the new reality, and voting, budgeting for this kind of skill upgrade. And of course, the individual players in the market, who are the employees and, the people, they need also to understand that the game is changing and there's a need, for skill set upgrade. I think that's how we, starting from the macro level, to the business themselves, to the individuals, recognizing that this is the trend. This is, the skill that is required, to survive, the new trend, and everybody investing in it. Basically, that's what you need to do, to address the skill gap, that have been created by the new trend.
Example of what you're saying is traditional taxi hailing services, which has faced significant competition and declining patronage due to competition from e-hailing services. I don't want to call names because that will be advertising brands. These e-hailing services have displaced several taxi operators, taking a considerable chunk of the market share in that segment. What should people like this do?
Okay, I mean, basically, they have the resources, we know the trend that you are talking about. Okay, so what do you need to do? You have the vehicle. What has changed is that the improvement or innovation you talk about, all they introduce, okay, is just an app. Okay, right? And what does the app does? The app track, the drivers. The app ensures that there's a payment system that is trusted. The app ensures that, the security of the passengers can be guaranteed, as you can trace the passengers. So what does, the taxi drivers needs to do? Okay, one is that they have what it takes to be playing that market. They have the vehicle. They only need to ensure that their vehicle is in a good state. It has air conditions, it meets the standard, and, get a smartphone, know how to use the app, and that's how you need to do it. So there's an adaptation that is required, and it's an easy adaptation because you already have, what it takes, to play in the new market. For example, you have the vehicle, okay, because the app owners or the people that brought the innovation, they don't buy vehicle. They use the vehicle of existing, the vehicle of people. Okay, so what you need to do, upgrade your vehicle, upgrade your skill, get a smartphone, know how to use the app, Because what that does also, it will increase your business because it gives you access to more customers. Instead of parking somewhere, waiting for a customer or driving around, hoping that somebody will flash you down, to hire you, at the comfort of parking somewhere, somebody will come into your app, and ask you to come and pick him. So, I mean, there's targets, you can actually be more effective and use your time better and use your fuel better. So what you need to do is just upgrade your speed, adapt your vehicle, get a smartphone, and you're in business.
Well said, Hyacinth. Now, a 2016 World Bank report estimates that 66.6% of jobs in developing countries may face redundancy due to digital innovations. Now, the report indicated that low to middle skilled administrative and routine employment might be affected, stressing that 40% of jobs in Nigeria could be affected due to automation of work processes. This was a report put out by the World Bank in 2016. Does the reality today match this report in your estimation?
Well, I mean, the reality has always been obvious. It didn't just start today. We give you an example. We can start from things like typewriter. Okay, the people that are typists, that's long ago. Okay, that didn't upgrade their job were taken away. If you go further, okay, we have the postal system, which was largely ineffective. Today, you have email system that are disrupted that. Okay, so I mean, it's a trend that's been there, and as technology innovation progresses, we're going to see more of that trend, not just in Nigeria, but all over the world. So, like, I mean, you quoted that it is not AI that will take your job, but it's the people that have the skill of AI that will take the job. So it's not basically the technology, it's not basically the innovation. It's people's inability to adapt and upgrade their skills based on current reality. Okay, so that's what is going to take the job. The trend has always been there, and it will continue to grow. All right, so the skills of yesterday will not be relevant for the future, will not be relevant for tomorrow. I think that's just the message. Upgrade your skills, know what the tomorrow skills is all about, and prepare yourself ahead so that you continue to be relevant, okay, as technology innovations, progresses.
Now, what we're doing is putting out these reports that were conducted and put out by professional bodies, and then match it with realities on ground, right? So this is another report that was done in 2018 by the International Labour Organization. It said that in their Inception report tagged ILO Global Commission on the Future of Work, they made several significant findings on the future of work. And they said AI, robots, and computers will take over lots of jobs because of innovations, right? The report further argued that digital technology will be an essential factor for the future of work, stressing that job quality, for example, will depend extensively on an employee's ability to use digital technology in the workplace effectively. Hyacinth, for example, during the COVID-19 pandemic, those who were not skilled digitally couldn't work remotely, right?
Yeah, I mean, we are saying the same thing over and over again. Yeah, technology disruption will require a new set of skills, and if you don't have the skills, you are not going to be relevant. Okay, all right. Yeah, so it is not that the disruption will take away jobs. It will create new set of jobs. For example, okay, people are manufacturing the robots. The robots did not vomit itself. It was manufactured by people. So the robot industry will require a new set of skills for people to play in that industry. Okay, yeah. So while it is taking out, okay, normal operational jobs that the robots are coming to take over, okay, there are jobs about, the industry of creating the robots is also, what's called, is giving, making provision for more jobs. So what is required? You need to, progress or upgrade yourself from the skills of those manual work to how to play in this new industry that is creating new jobs. So always, okay, technology will make some job redundant, but it will open up new opportunities that require new set of skills to play and take advantage of those new opportunities.
As you're such a proponent for disruptions and innovations in the marketplace, I'd like to ask, though, how have you cashed in on innovations and disruptions in the marketplace, especially in your company, Valor Creator?
Okay, so in my company, Valor Creator, what we do actually is that we help startups to innovate. Okay, so we help people, because like I told you before, one of the challenges that we have in the industry, in the markets about innovation is to, first and foremost, innovation is a discipline, okay, and is a process, all right? So there's an ideation process that most players in the market don't understand, okay? And that's where, so we're not just using innovation, we're helping people to develop products that disrupt the market. Okay, so I mean there are two kinds of categories of innovation. There's product innovation, there's process innovation. Okay, in each of those category of innovation, a new set of skills is required. So what we do in my company, that we serve as consultants, to help companies, businesses, create innovative products and design disruptive innovative business models, because the disruption does not actually happen at the product innovation level, but it happens, at the business model innovation level, So when you innovate the business level and you get it right, and there's a fit between, what you've done and what the market wants, you're going to find out that you're going to drive other players out of the market. I give you an example, okay? There was a time that a computer company came, a distribution company came to existence, and he drove up the major players. What did he do? Before then, the distribution process is that there's a manufacturer. Manufacturer would send the good to wholesaler. Wholesaler will send the good to retailers, and retailers, to the final consumers. And these people came to the market and sell from production straight, to the final consumer. So what did they do? They removed the middlemen, crashed the price, the costs are shared with the middlemen, and they took over the market. So that's a process innovation. Okay, so yes, people will say that it's going to take away the jobs of the wholesaler and the retailer as far as the industry is concerned. But what you find out is that, because their productivity has increased, also they need more hands, okay, to be able to meet the demand, they are getting from the market that they created by the reason of reducing the cost, because they shorten the process. So what my company does is help, other businesses to either innovate their products or innovate their processes. That's how we use innovation, in our businesses. And we do this also using digital technology, to reach out to companies, and advertise our products and tell people what we do. Basically, that's how we use technology in my business. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So it's time for us to wrap the show up, and I give you some few seconds to wrap up your thoughts, right? Let's tie it up with some nice ribbon as we take a final look, right, at disruptive innovations and its implication on employment. What are your final thoughts as we wrap up?
Okay, so my final thought is that innovation is the way to go. In fact, in Nigeria today, what you find out is that, the problems we have, okay, are opportunities to innovate. Because innovation does not start with an idea. Innovation starts with a problem. It's when you get superior solutions to the problem, okay, that's why we say you have an innovative product or innovative process. So innovation, problems we have in the marketplace, problem we have in the economy, provides an opportunities for innovators to bring, creative solutions that will solve the problem. And at the end of the day, they make a lot of money in their businesses.
That's a very, very safe place to land. Thank you so much, Hyacinth, for being a part of the show today. We do hope that when we call on you again, you will answer. Hyacinth Enojoaneke is the CEO of Valor Credo. And before Hyacinth, we were joined by Grace Collins, who joined us virtually all the way from Ilorin in Kwara State. And that is our package for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Until I come your way again, same time, same station, I am Vivian Oguche. Do have a fantastic day ahead.